Welcome back to episode 22 on Meandering with Nia, Meandering with me, Meandering with Purpose. Okay, so day 22 in Meditations for Mortals by Oliver Burkeman really hit. It was wild because I journaled before reading day 22 in this book, and then it was as if Oliver knew exactly what I was going to be experiencing on day 22. So I'm just going to, for brevity's sake, because y'all know I love to talk, I'm just going to read from my journal, and that's going to be the episode. Okay, so I wrote this yesterday, the 28th of July. Happy birthday. That was my dad's birthday. So I wrote, I think I'm really scared of myself. I'm scared of all of the potential that is within me. I'm overwhelmed by what it is asking of me. This call, quote unquote, on my life. It's easier to just want a life with no responsibilities where I can wake up and I owe no one anything. Nothing is expected of me and I expect nothing of myself. I feel my chest tighten at the thought of the pressure of being required to produce something, to do anything. So I tell myself, all I want to do is simply be and breathe. And I believe there's a truth to that. And also, I think that maybe a part of that desire could also be informed by fear. Fear of having to meet people's expectations, fear of not meeting people's expectations, fear of having to produce, fear of losing joy. And then I wrote that often quoted quote by Marianne Williamson. Our greatest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. So that was where my mind was at yesterday morning. And then day 22 of Meditation with Mortals was entitled, Stop Being So Kind to Your Future Self. And the first thing I wrote was, well, y'all can't see it. I wrote, bruh, not this chapter coming for my life. And the first quote that I took from this chapter was, it said, the one thing dreaded is to be bound to anything, whatever. There is a terrific fear of being pinned down, of entering time and space completely, and of being the singular human being that one is. That was a quote by Marie-Louise von Franz. That was the leading quote of the chapter. This wasn't even the chapter. This wasn't even Oliver. This was just the quote. Like every chapter starts with a quote, if you can see. And I was like, did you just read my journal? Like, did you just quote me back to myself? And then to make matters worse, the first words that Oliver says to me is this, quote, there's a certain kind of adult, the one who clings to a commitment-free existence because she's scared of the sacrifices entailed by taking life more seriously. She can be a charming sort of person to be around. Until one day, she's suddenly the dubious 50-something in a bar full of 25-year-olds having frittered her real future away on fantasies of an unlimited one. End quote. Y'all, like, that was rough. It was giving shot through the heart. Ooh, and basically, y'all, I ain't got nothing to say other than he ain't wrong. Oliver ain't wrong. Marie-Louise von Franz is not wrong. Me coming for myself in my morning journal entry was not wrong. And so, yeah, I'm feeling very challenged and convicted. And that might be all I have to say for this episode. Because I feel like I've been going through this book and I'm like, yes, I'm doing it. Yes, limitations. I'm making plans, but also having my hands wide open because plans change. Yes, making time for distractions. Yes, making time for interruptions. Yes, just blah, 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 blah. And then this one though, y'all. This one got me. I'm not going to lie. I'm really not going to say much because I need to journal more about this and probably talk to my therapist, Ali. Allie, you got any openings? So that's it. That's the episode, y'all, of Mia, on as of July 28th and also coming into July 29th. And for this next season, am feeling very challenged and excited. I don't know what to say. Let me not lie. I'm curious. I'm very curious. I'm going to approach myself and my life with compassionate curiosity around possibly the fear I have of losing freedom and losing joy. And, you know, I think ultimately that's what this book is about, of, like, the fact that you think that you have freedom and joy, like, unlimited. We are humans, so there is limitations. So, like, and maybe that's where, you know, I need to land of, I'm thinking that I am keeping all of these unlimited ideas and possibilities open. However, that's actually limiting me from being able to experience other types of joy. You know, I'm thinking about that so much as I'm coming into getting ready to settle at least my physical stuff all in one space in the city that I was in last week. And I've been thinking a lot about, like, I still do want to be able to travel to Cali, to Brazil, Salvador, Bahia. And I'm like, okay, but then my ability to root down deep or just even, like, be in committed responsibilities in the city, in the US, would shift if I'm not always there, if I'm traveling. You know, and so then I'm like, okay, so do I want to actually say yes to more of, like, rooted responsibilities in the city? And then that could lead to such beautiful things, you know? I was thinking, like, even, like, the church that my friends go to, I was thinking, like, I'm trying to get on that choir. I'm trying to be up there singing with the peoples, swaying and singing my little heart out. However, like, if I'm going to be traveling a lot, that's not fair to the team if I can't commit and be responsible. So anyways, all of this to say, I have lots of thinking to do, and I want to say as well, like, there are 50-something-year-olds, 60-something, 70-something-year-olds who are perfectly happy being at the hostel, being at the bar full of 21, 22, 23, 24, 25-year-olds. I am not here to pass judgment on anyone. And for some people, like, that is their dream, to have that type of flexibility. And I'm here for intergenerational community building. Like, I think that's beautiful. And also, I just have to be honest of, like, is that where I want to end up? Is that what I want to build my life? And the answer could be yes, and that's fine. And then I just move and make decisions that would align me towards that path. And if there's a reality where it's like, actually, when I'm like 50, 60, 70, yeah, I still want to be mobile. Like, I still want to be traveling. However, like, I want to have created roots. I want my life to look like this, you know? So just having a little bit of sense of, right, like, not hyper fixating on the future, while also recognizing that if I just keep never making any decisions, the lack of decision is a decision in itself that will lead me to a certain place. So, don't know if that made sense, but me and my pimple patch are gonna do a lot more thinking about this. This chapter hit hard, feels really deep, and feels like there's a lot for me to sit with and metabolize and cultivate and nourish and grow and blossom and bloom from this. So basically, say a prayer for your girl, and if you feel as convicted as I did by just these two quotes that I read, no, you're not alone, and we're on this journey together. Oh, the way that my shoulders were up, I was like, let's bring them down, because clearly I was stressed. Yeah, well, thank you for meandering, and get ready for one more episode to be taped today. All right. Love y'all. Bye.